sites, and they have plenty of advice in that regard. The key is that don't feel that you are suffering in silence, that there's nobody who can support you, and also more importantly, don't let it go without standing up for your right, but without, again, overreacting, without, battling wrong with wrong.
Now, you started off with point number 1, and you quoted the verbatim word of God, the Quran.
Yeah.
It's was sent down over a span of 23 years, tamper-free, tamper-proof, is not edited by man, it's preserved in its original, memorized by millions. It's
Absolutely.
A living miracle.
Absolutely.
And you said it in the original language, the Arabic. Can you translate,
Sure.
because you talked about it being a test, that's a very key point. Well, explain this verse here.
The verse says, do people think that they will say, I believe, and they will not be tested?
Tested, huh?
Absolutely.
It's a test, a part of a test. This whole scheme here, this whole scheme of things, it's a
Absolutely.
test. So don't panic.
Absolutely.
Know that God is, some people think, now man, is God angry with me? Is he upset with me? So is this, how we should take it? And then
Not
they freak
at all.
out. Just how should they handle it? When the calamity hits, you got you're pulled to the side, you're like, I'm, my flight, I'm about to miss it, my family, my job, I'm going to lose it, and the panic kicks in. How do you handle this moment?
You basically, you remind yourself that this is a test and you are going to pass it with flying colors. And so you keep your calm, you keep your politeness, and you communicate with whoever is across from you in a very assertive but very respectful manner. And most of the time, people get good results with that.
I like that. This is we're being optimistic.
Absolutely.
Not pessimistic.
True.
Yes, definitely. This is beautiful. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we're going to come back for more questions here. I got so many of them, and we're blessed to have you here with us. Thank you so much. We'll be right back with more here on the Deen Show.
Death and the Day of Judgment, the mercy of Allah, these are the things that finally made me realize there is no time to delay anymore. I wanted to take my Shahada right then.
The essence of spirituality is to become more sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Contemplate death itself. It is very, very scary, but it brings you back to reality. There is a life which is everlasting in the hereafter. And you have to make a conscious decision of which group of people do you want to be of, the people of heaven or the people of hell.
Allahu Akbar.
I am not afraid to stand alone. I am not afraid to stand alone. If Allah is by my side, I am not afraid to stand alone. I am not afraid to stand alone. If Allah is by my side, I am not afraid to stand alone. I am not afraid to stand alone. If Allah is by my side, I am not afraid to stand alone.
Back here on the Deen Show with Dr. Safaa. Tell us, you have your own law firm also, and you have done a lot of good in the community. Heard you also got an award from the Mayor Daley of Chicago.
In 2009, yes.
MashaAllah. So you're somebody who's respected in the community, and is your door open now? If we had these Peter King hearings recently. Now, if someone like that was to invite you, because I heard that many of the Muslim scholars and people who have a voice in the door was closed to them. So now we have this platform, we want to speak radical Islam. It seems like, I always call it, they make it out like the boogeyman's coming to get you. Everyone's developing this fear in the hearts of people, which Islam, when you get to know it, it eradicates any fear. It's something beautiful. It's something when you practice, it brings peace in your life, peace in the community, and it's something that is so beloved to our hearts. So what are your comments on this when you hear this term being thrown around, radical Islam?
Well, actually, let me talk to you from experience. About little over a year ago, I became the Secretary General of ISNA, the Islamic Society of North America, and though I am a partner in my law firm, I'm literally an absent partner because I devote all my time to the work of ISNA, and it is very extensive and it requires a lot of travel. Now, the thing for me with ISNA is that we have really decided to take the long-term approach to this issue, and that is not to necessarily react every time there is an issue, every time someone cries Islamophobe, an Islamophobe cries foul or starts attacking us, calling us radicals. Rather, start to work with civil society and interfaith community and government to try to really explain to them the facts, because the beauty of this is that the facts are on our side. They have to put on a pony, show to basically pull what they are trying to pull, and it doesn't stand because the facts don't support it. Give you an example. The hearings, for example, for Peter King, we put together as an organization. I'm talking now about the Islamic Society of North America. We put together a coalition of 24 religious communities, from, you name it, from evangelicals to Baptists to mainline denominations to all four denominations of the Jewish community, and they came together and they formed an organization called Shoulder to Shoulder. And the rest of the name is Combating Anti-Muslim Bigotry in America. And what they are saying is that what is being said, including Peter King, what he's saying is not true. In fact, on the day of his hearing, we had a press conference in Congress. We were joined by the second Muslim congressman, Andre Carson, and we talked forcefully about the fact that this is a show, and this is not going after the facts. And the biggest proof of that is that, first, I mean, if you listen to many of the Congress people, especially the Democrats on the panel, I mean, they were putting holes through the argument of Peter King like no tomorrow. But more importantly, the whole hearings supposedly were about radicalization of Muslims, right? Yeah. So who would you call for that to testify? You are supposed to call law enforcement and the Muslim community. Exactly, grill the Muslim community on their supposed radicalization, and grill law enforcement on their, what did they find, what their investigations found. Well, no FBI agent testified, no law enforcement testified, except for one, who was the sheriff of Los Angeles, Sheriff Baca, and he was invited not by Peter King, but by the ranking Democrat on the panel, and he sat there to rebut and counter every assertion that King made. He said the community is cooperative, that the community is peaceful, that the community